Namaskar. Hello and welcome to P Guru's channel. I'm your host Sri Iyer. This is a special transmission. I'm waking you up on a Saturday morning with some important information. This is a compare and contrast of two democracies, India and the United States. What was it that India could do that the United States is not willing to do, which is to ban TikTok? Narendra Modi knew there was a heavy price to pay because TikTok is enormously popular amongst the youth of India. And yet, India went ahead and did that. What is the reason behind it? Well, we now know that the data that TikTok collects finds its way back to China by way of demographics, what you are, where are you from, your details, everything that you mention in your application to TikTok gets registered and leaks back to China. Why is this a problem? It is believed that China is building a database of the entire world so that they can have directed chemical weapons, bioweapons, where they can essentially direct it against all youth 18 to 23 in a region, say for example Gujarat, if they think that those people are the future of India. Or for example, what is happening in Punjab, they can direct it to say all the youth of Punjab within this particular age group will be directing them, so they become very powerless because they in turn join the Indian army in large numbers. These kinds of experiments have been rumored to be taking place in China, and this was one of the main reasons why India said enough is enough. They went ahead and banned 130 plus China-based apps, because any and every one of those things were leaking like a sieve. So this was the big challenge. Now, in United States, why is the United States not willing to ban TikTok? The CEO of TikTok USA testified in front of the Congress, in front of the Senate. The Republican senators are demanding that Biden ban TikTok, and yet Biden is not willing to do so. And the reasoning given is that if TikTok is banned in the United States, then the Democrats will lose the youth vote that they currently enjoy in the United States. That's the reason. They are not saying that, no, we don't have enough proof. The FCC chair, the Federal Commission for Communications, he has written to Apple and Google telling them, do not list TikTok as a downloadable app in your platform. And yet nothing has happened. Of course, Google and Apple are waiting to hear from the US government, and the US government won't do it. And what is the main reason here? Because now, after having done nothing, TikTok is going on the offensive. It is telling, I'm going to read this thing here, asking its users to call members on the ENC committee to stop a TikTok shutdown. So it's asking people like Earl Buddy Carter and many other congressmen, and ENC is a specific committee that is sitting in judgment over whether to allow TikTok to continue or not in the United States. Right now, the Republicans enjoy a very slim majority in the Congress, although it should have been a lot bigger number, and one wonders why it is like a wafer-thin majority. This is the thing that I have been warning you in a fictional book that is on the back of the wall here, Who Painted My State Purple? And to make things worse, do you know how many illegals are now in the United States? 10 million? 15 million? Well, according to some, it is 22 million. 22 million. And in short order, it is expected that Joe Biden would you issue a presidential order giving all these people, regardless of whether they become residents of the United States or not, because their day has not come in front of a judge, that they will be able to vote. And even if they don't get that order in, the restrictions for checking the identity of voters is being diluted. California is one of the latest ones that has made it much easier. They don't even check whether the person who is bringing the vote, like for example, you get the ballot mailed to you. The ballot is about my height, 6 feet long, because there are so many issues that you have to understand, read, comprehend, and then say yes or no. So it's a long ballot code, and this is only specific to a particular electoral district. It could be different in a different district. And all these things go into the consideration when you are, marking your vote. And then when you go to the polling station to drop off your, hand-filled vote, they usually check your address, your driver's license, your identity, and then mark off in a master register that you have voted. Guess what? This is no longer needed. Any Ira Gaira can come and vote. This is the pathetic state that US has for its electoral rules now. Pathetic. In perpetuity, the Democrats want to rule the United States. Because if these 22 million become voters, or they are able to cast their votes, they will find a new way. I'm telling you, this is going to be bad news for the Republicans. And what are the Republicans doing? I don't know. I'm still waiting to hear from them. There is not one who has come out with a concerted attack or attempt to try and show how this has been misused and abused by the Democrat. By the way, the biggest margin by which a presidential election was decided was in 1984, when Ronald Reagan defeated Walter Mondale by a margin of 15 million votes. Biden defeated Trump by a margin of 13 million votes. How many illegals are there now? 22 million. In the United States, it's not growing that fast, other than the illegals. So what do you think is going to happen in 2024, 2028, 2032? You can put a donkey and that person would get elected. That's the pathetic state of affairs in the electoral system of United States. I've been crying for a long time. Do away with this representatives. You have to actually count one person, one vote. And according to the Constitution of United States, it is the citizen of United States. Only the citizens of the United States can vote, nobody else. And this has to be consistently done across the country, the same set of rules. If you're going to do it manually for everybody. Check their citizenship. Issue a voter card, just like the way it is done in India. And make sure that the person shows up with the voter card. Or if you know that it is already there, you need to put in the ballot, this is your voter card number, so that they know that the name and the voter card number matches, and therefore that person is a legal voter. US is doing nothing of that sort. They are very happy with the way things are. All these things were hinted when Obama went on a rant one day in the presidential White House, saying that the Republicans are gerrymandering to win congressional districts. Be that as it may, the Democrats are doing the same thing. So, it's not like, one side does, the other side counters it, and therefore everything is okay. Everything is not okay. The US Constitution says that only a citizen can cast their vote. Implement that. This has been something that I've been crying for the last 3 years. Nothing has happened so far. I hope something sane happens. I'm willing to take some questions from all of you guys. And it's now about 8 minutes. I don't have a lot more to say. If you have any questions, please send them here. So far, I'm just going through the whole thing here to see if there's any questions. I don't think there is any questions here at this point of time. But if you have any questions, please send them your way. I'll just wrap it up in a couple of minutes here. Why is it becoming a concern? This is becoming a concern because no matter who you put up as a Republican candidate, the Democrats are going to win because they have found a way to win the elections. I'm not saying anything about the word that is 3 letters, starts with the letter R and ends with the letter G. I'm not saying that. Because if I say that, this video will be taken down. Unfortunate, but that is the truth of it. So far, everything I've said is factual. Anybody can check it. And before anybody jumps the trigger and pulls the trigger on this video, please understand that this is the frustration of a legal resident turned United States citizen, because I see this great country going to dogs every day, one dog at a time. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and there's one question, a couple of questions coming in. Just 1 second. Japreet Batra wants to know, Shri sir, why is civil society not taking up the issue? People have gotten loaded up with their problem so much. Do you know that the job numbers look good now because the same person is doing more than one job? People who have daytime jobs are also Uber drivers in the evening. People are also letting out their houses as Airbnb and doing Airbnb business. Therefore, you are working during the daytime, but you may have taken one room and repurposed it for people to come and stay there, and then you become an Airbnb owner too. Therefore, you have two businesses. And the Democratic Party is showing this, saying that, oh, look, the number of jobs are going up, the unemployment is down. No, it is not. Nobody is doing the little extra research required to understand the type of employment that is happening. One person can only be employed one place. These small time jobs like Uber driver, Airbnb, these are all occasional things, right? Only if somebody uses your Airbnb, that day you can make some money off of it. Only if you get called by Uber and then you drop a customer, do you get paid for it. These are not full-time jobs. Yet, the government wants to count them as jobs and therefore show that, oh, the unemployment rate is down. We are taking up the issue, Jagpreet ji, and I am just as vocal about India as I am with United States. I make my points known, and people do take notice in Congress, in Washington, D.C., elsewhere also. They know it. They hate me for saying the truth, but truth is my compass, and I'll continue to say it. JBJP wants to know, Khalistani menace is due to social media web of poison. Your comments, IRG. Look, the United States, there are several lobbies in the Department of State. I've told you this, and they exert undue influence on other departments such as Department of Justice, which is the one that is controlling immigration, naturalization, and also, I believe, the FBI. Unless the FBI acts on some of these miscreants, there's nothing you or I can do. It is the job of the FBI to be able to find all these problems, all these miscreants, and round them up and deport them. They have become a menace to the society. But who's listening? Last question. Siva Phone wants to know, will USA remain white and Christian majority after 20? It already is not. They are quietly counting all Hispanics as white. But if you count Hispanics as Hispanics, the United States today is a white minority country. It already is. That's the truth. It depends upon how you want to interpret it. The truth is that United States today is no longer white majority. JBJP, are NRIs in Canada, US doing efforts to take down PANNU? What efforts can you do? This rascal goes about, with impunity. He's crossing into US and Canada back and forth. He makes statements saying that all Hindus out of Canada. And then he says people should bomb the Air India planes. Also, and then he has also given threats against the, United Indian diplomatic officers. What have the governments done? Nothing. So what does India do? India can send back the ambassadors, but I don't think India is going to go there. India, in fact, actually is slowing down from what I'm hearing. It used to have some very good people across the country in the United States. Now I'm hearing that India is dialing back on the number of people manning its consulates. I know that they are overworked already, and if India makes a conscious decision to not replace some of the people that it has recalled from all these places, it's going to become really, really hard. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope I'm wrong. What is the official percentage of Hispanics of all races in USA as of 2024? JBJP, you have to look up on Google. You will get some projections because the census hasn't happened in the recent past. And if I have to put a guess, Hispanics are a big number in states like California, and California is the most populous state in the country. California, Arizona, Texas, these are border states. That's where and Florida. This is where many of the Hispanics live. But as an overall percentage, if I have to make a guess, today I would say whites are around 45%. Blacks are about 8 to 9%. That's 53. Hispanics across the country would be probably 20, 73, and there is a little bit of grayness after that. I mean, South Asians, if you ask, like Indian origin, are 4 million, Muslims are about 4 million. These are across all the countries. So 4 plus 4, 8. So I said 81%. The last 19%, there could be Jewish people, that could be 2 to 3%, and so on and so forth. Each one is now smaller and smaller. So you get the big picture. I could be wrong about the blacks. It could be a little bit bigger than 8%. It could be 10 to 12%. But the plurality of the country, the social fabric of the country has been very good. Everybody understands that United States is a land of opportunities, but one party is bent upon abusing it. That is the problem. All right, that's all we have for now. Thanks for watching. And I sprung this on you as a surprise because I was looking at some dialogue going on social media, and I said, well, this is going to be a difficult race. It's made much more difficult by the demographic shift that is happening in the United States. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.